From the time she was tiny, my mother loved music. At age 5, she begged Grandpa Webb to teach her guitar. At age 8, she desperately wanted piano lessons. Her father said no. Piano lessons cost money, and we don't even have a piano. Just play your guitar and forget about it. So my mother did what her papa said. She forgot about it, but her mama didn't. My grandmother Daisy had always loved piano music. On my mother's 8th birthday, she approached her husband again. "Mr. Jenkins, I think we should let Gertrude take piano lessons. Her teacher says the child has too much talent to waste." After some persuasion, he finally agreed, but with conditions. "She can take lessons, but don't ask me to buy a piano. She'll have to practice on someone else's piano." So twice a week, my mother walked to her teacher's house for lessons. On weekends, when she couldn't go there, she sat at the dining room table and pretended the piano keys were in front of her. She moved her little fingers on that table just like she did on a real piano. Every single day. At the end of her first year, her school teacher asked her to play for the class. The teacher was amazed that my mother could play so well after less than a year of lessons. Then came the Christmas program. "Gertrude, would you play the piano for us? Everyone would love to hear you." That night, my mother sat in front of that big piano, looking so small. But she wasn't afraid at all. When she finished playing, everyone applauded. Behind her parents, a couple whispered, "What a talented little girl. Her parents must be so proud." Yes, they were very wise to give her piano lessons. They probably make her practice every single day. My grandfather was beaming with pride. On the cold ride home that night, wrapped in blankets and singing Christmas carols, my grandfather suddenly said, "You know, Daisy, I've been thinking, we really need to buy a piano for Gertrude. She needs to practice on a real piano, not that old table. I'm going to start looking for one tomorrow." Daisy just smiled. She didn't say, "I told you so." She didn't have to. After they got the piano, my mother practiced faithfully every day. Her piano teacher taught her classical music, but at home she played hymns while Mama and Papa sang along. She loved the hymns most of all. When she was 11, her friends invited her to a revival at the First Baptist Church. The music there was beautiful. The pianist played so well that my mother couldn't take her eyes off her. Soon the whole family started attending that church. One day during the service, my mother felt something she'd never felt before. The preacher talked about being saved, about asking Jesus into your heart and loving God with all your being. She already loved God. She always tried to obey His commandments. But this was different. When they began singing the invitation hymn, my mother stepped forward and walked to the front of the church. She told the preacher she wanted to give her heart to Jesus and become a Christian. As she stood there that day, she was filled with a joy she'd never known. The words of the old hymns she'd played so many times suddenly made sense. She told me it was the most wonderful day of her life. A few months later, the preacher approached her. "Gertrude, we need a pianist for the primary department. Would you be willing to play for them on Sunday?" Without hesitation, "Yes, I will be glad to play." And so, at age 11, my mother began playing piano at church, but she felt God tugging at her heart for something more. At age 13, the church pianist moved away. The preacher came to my mother. "Would you consider playing for our church services? I know it's a big responsibility for someone so young, but you play so beautifully, and God has blessed you with wonderful talent." She smiled. "I don't have to think about it, Brother Smith. I would be happy to play. I'll do the best I can." And suddenly, she felt it, that peace, that certainty, that overwhelming sense of rightness. She was doing exactly what God wanted her to do. When she told her mama how she felt, Daisy had tears in her eyes. "Daughter, you have felt God tugging at your heart. He wanted you for special service, and you have answered His call. You feel good because you are doing just what the Lord wanted." My mother was quiet, thinking. Then she said, "Mama, I really love to play the hymns. I'm so glad that playing for church is my calling. Aren't you?" "Yes, daughter," Daisy replied, tears streaming down her face. "I'm glad too." That 13-year-old girl who felt God's calling didn't know it yet, but she would play piano in church for the next 70 years. 70 years of Sunday mornings, 70 years of weddings and funerals, 70 years of revival meetings and Christmas programs, 70 years of using her God-given talent to worship Him. From that little girl practicing on a dining room table to a lifetime of faithful service, all because she answered when God called. My mother lived out her calling every single week until she could no longer play. And that, my friends, is what a calling looks like.